Take a breather there. Hold on. Hold on. Take a breather.
Step into the ring, fans. It's main event reports, bringing you all the latest from WWE. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. It was supposed to be another unforgettable night of wrestling in Paris. Lights flashing, fans roaring, adrenaline surging through the air. But as the final moments of the main event unfolded, the energy inside the arena shifted from excitement to disbelief. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the face of modern WWE, the symbol of dominance and legacy, was suddenly down and unresponsive after a brutal sequence in the ring with Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. At first, everyone believed it was part of the show, but when referees frantically signaled for medical assistance and the broadcast abruptly cut to black, a chill swept through the audience. Minutes later, backstage, reality struck like lightning. Roman Reigns was gone. The moment that shattered WWE backstage chaos erupted. WWE medical teams rushed to stabilize Roman, but the injuries were catastrophic. TripleH, the company's executive and longtime friend of Roman, was the first to receive the official confirmation from the on-site doctor. Those nearby recall an image that will forever haunt them. TripleH collapsing in the hallway, his face buried in his hands, tears streaming down as he whispered Roman's name in disbelief. Staff, referees, and wrestlers gathered around him, speechless, unable to process what had just happened. In an instant, the arena that had been filled with cheers turned into a silent cathedral of shock. The unthinkable reality. As word spread backstage, the atmosphere shifted from confusion to heartbreak. Seth Rollins, Charlotte Flair, AJ Styles, and other top performers were among the first to be told. Some broke down immediately. Others sat in stunned silence, unable to comprehend how one of the strongest men they knew, the cornerstone of WWE's modern era, could be gone. This was not a storyline. This was not scripted drama. It was real, raw, and devastating. Within minutes, social media exploded with tributes and disbelief. The hashtags #Roman Reigns and #TribalChiefForever began trending globally as millions of fans tried to make sense of the unthinkable. A worldwide wave of grief. Outside the Paris arena, thousands of fans gathered spontaneously, lighting candles, holding up handmade signs, and chanting Roman's name in the cold night air. Around the world, vigils appeared in cities from New York to Tokyo, from London to Mexico City. Fans wept openly, sharing memories of his greatest matches and the moments when his confidence and strength had inspired them through personal struggles. Roman Reigns wasn't just a wrestler. He was a global figure, a symbol of perseverance, pride, and leadership. For millions, his passing felt like losing a piece of their own story. Inside the locker room behind the scenes, the emotional toll was unbearable. Superstars who had shared the road with Roman for years, training, traveling, competing, were inconsolable. Many described him as more than a colleague. He was a brother, a mentor, and a leader who always pushed others to be better. Seth Rollins, one of his closest friends, was seen embracing fellow wrestlers, trying to hold himself together. AJ Styles and Becky Lynch reportedly sat in silence, eyes red, processing what had happened. WWE immediately provided counselors and psychologists for all talent, knowing that grief in such a close-knit community could not simply be pushed aside. WWE's response and safety reforms. In the wake of the tragedy, WWE has launched a comprehensive review of safety protocols, live event medical readiness, and in-ring risk assessment. High-risk maneuvers are being re-evaluated, match structures are being examined, and on-site emergency procedures are being upgraded. Medical experts in sports trauma and performance safety have been brought in to ensure that no detail is overlooked. Officials emphasize that Roman's death must serve as a turning point, a moment that redefines how professional wrestling balances athleticism with safety. The reforms, insiders say, will likely reshape the industry for decades. The locker room's pain and unity in the days that followed, grief turned into solidarity. WWE superstars gathered privately for a candlelight memorial at the company's performance center. Each wrestler shared a personal memory of Roman, his words of advice, his humor backstage, his relentless drive to elevate everyone around him. Even performers who once stood as rivals in the ring spoke of his kindness and leadership behind the curtain. Roman Reigns had a unique presence, the quiet confidence of a man who led not through ego, but through example. His loss, they said, left a void no title could ever fill. The global legacy of the tribal chief Roman's influence stretched far beyond wrestling rings. To fans, he represented resilience, a man who fought leukemia twice and returned stronger than ever, proving that no setback was final. To his peers, he was a standard-bearer for professionalism and heart. His iconic catchphrase, "Acknowledge me," once a symbol of dominance, has now become a phrase of remembrance. Across social media, fans have transformed it into a message of respect, acknowledging not the character, but the man, father, and leader who inspired millions. The memorials and tributes WWE has announced a series of memorial events honoring Roman's legacy. These include video retrospectives of his career, interviews with family and colleagues, and a permanent display inside the Paris arena where his final match took place. Fans have already begun leaving flowers, photos, and championship replica belts at the site, turning it into a living monument of love and loss. Upcoming broadcasts will feature special tribute segments, ensuring that his memory remains at the heart of WWE programming for years to come. A legacy that lives on, though his life ended too soon, Roman Reigns' legacy continues to echo across the wrestling world. His story, from his rise as a powerhouse in the Shield to his reign as the tribal chief, will forever symbolize resilience, leadership, and evolution. His influence transcended the squared circle, reminding millions of fans that strength isn't about perfection, but about perseverance. The shock of his passing has united the global WWE family in a way rarely seen, not through spectacle, but through shared humanity. Conclusion: the man behind the myth. As the world continues to mourn, one truth becomes clear. Roman Reigns was more than a performer. He was a husband, a father, a mentor, and a fighter who gave everything he had to the sport he loved. His final match in Paris will forever be remembered, not for how it ended, but for what it revealed: the fragility of life behind the lights and the humanity beneath the larger-than-life persona. The wrestling world may never fully recover from this loss, but through every tribute, every chant, and every fan who still whispers, "Acknowledge me," his spirit endures. Roman Reigns may have left the ring, but his legacy, the heart, the courage, and the power of the tribal chief will live forever.